What's up, guys? It is January 15th, Thursday, 2026, and we are just over a week away until the return of the UFC to start off the 2026 fight year. UFC 324 in Las Vegas next Saturday. I cannot wait. I will be in Vegas. I will be bringing content from Vegas. I'm excited. I actually did a video for this on Tuesday. Was gonna get around to rewatching it before I posted to see if I needed to make any adjustments. And thank God that I waited, because yesterday, of course, we had the huge breaking news. Kayla Harrison is out versus Amanda Nunes. That entire fight was scrapped from the card. Kayla Harrison had to get neck surgery. She posted a video today. She was still in New York after the surgery. And I feel for her. You know, she was really looking forward to this fight. And she apologized to Amanda for pulling out of the fight, but it wasn't like, you know, it was for no reason. You know, she had a legitimate injury, and from what I'm hearing, the soonest she'll be back is 6 months. So I don't know, I guess depending on her recovery time, what they're going to do with that title. I'm sure Amanda doesn't want to come out of retirement to fight anyone. She came back specifically for Kayla Harrison. So I think they should just put that fight on ice. If it does go longer, maybe do an interim title, and then when Kayla's ready, have her come back and have her and Amanda run it for the legitimate title, and then whoever's holding the interim title will fight the winner of that. And I understand when they do the interim titles, but sometimes it gets just super sticky, just like the whole Tom Aspinall, John Jones situation, how that played out. You know, we don't want another that to play out again like that. You know, it leaves a sour taste in everyone's mouth, you know. So, but that's the breaking news. Kayla Harrison is out. Another breaking news that I'm gonna just throw out there right now, I just saw it. Canelo Alvarez will be returning in September 12th of this year with Turki Al-Sheikh, Riyadh Season. It's gonna be a Canelo promotion with Riyadh Season. From the details that I saw, it's gonna be Team Canelo versus the world. So it'll be guys that are coming out of Canelo's camp versus whoever they pair them up with, I guess, from the Riyadh Season. And Canelo will be fighting for a title. And Turki Al-Sheikh said, we will be surprised on the opponent. So I'm interested to see who he comes back to. It's a lot, you know, ever since Bud Crawford retired 2 weeks ago, all those titles are now vacant. So, I mean, there's nothing but a lot of young, hungry guys in there in that division. So we'll see how that turns out. If he does stay at 68, if he goes down to 60, if he jumps up to 75, we just don't know. I'm interested to see how that plays out. But let's get back to the video that I want to make. It's UFC 324 breakdown. DraftKings has the initial betting lines on. They don't have any prop bets out, but I just wanted to run through the main card and give the betting lines. We're going to start with the main event, of course. Number 4 ranked 155 pounds. Number 4 ranked Justin Gaethje taking on number 5 ranked Paddy the Baddy Pimblett. Man, they have Paddy as I'm not going to say a huge favorite, but it's a big enough favorite. I don't remember the last time I've seen Justin Gaethje with these odds. They have Justin Gaethje at a plus 190, Paddy the Baddy Pimblett at minus 230. So they have Paddy, Vegas has Paddy as a big betting favorite on this one. We all know the resumes of both guys. Gaethje's last 3, he's coming off the win against Fiziev in Brazil. He lost to Max, of course, in the last second in that UFC 300, just absolute masterpiece knockout by Max Holloway. And in the fight before that, he lost to Dustin Poirier, the Diamond. Those 2 losses were KOs. He beat Fiziev by unanimous decision. Paddy the Baddy, on the other hand, is coming off the big win against Michael Chandler. He stopped Bobby King Green, and then he beat Kukui Tony Ferguson by unanimous decision in that 3-round fight they had. So the company is really getting behind Paddy, and rightfully so. Paddy's a big superstar. He's going to be huge, but he has to keep winning. This is probably going to be his toughest task to date, without a doubt. Justin Gaethje is a legend. He's the human highlight reel, man. I mean, this is going to be a great fight. I truly believe it's going to be a good fight. They have Paddy the Baddy, the big favorite. I think his grappling is a little bit ahead of Justin because you don't really see Justin Gaethje use his grappling. You might see his wrestling, but it's really anti-wrestling. He's never really going out there looking to shoot takedowns, singles, doubles. It's all defensive wrestling by him. So that's what's going to make it interesting. The longer this fight stays on the feet, the more danger Paddy the Baddy's going to be in. So that's an interesting fight. I was surprised that he came out that wide on the line at minus 230, but we'll see, man. It's hard to bet against Vegas, man, but this is the fight game, and anything can happen on the turn of a dime like that. So that's the main event right there. The co-main, since Amanda Nunes and Kayla Harrison is out, scratched, they elevated Sean O'Malley versus Song Yadong to the co-main event. It's a 135-pound fight. Bantamweight division, Sean O'Malley is number 3. Song Yadong is ranked number 5. They have Sean O'Malley opening as the favorite at minus 198. Song Yadong is the underdog at plus 164. Not too wide, thinking from where Sean O'Malley is coming from, former world champion. The line that he opened up against Merab at the Sphere was absolutely huge. So to see him as a slight favorite at minus 198 and Song Yadong at plus 164 is, we're not used to seeing that against with the Sean O'Malley fight. But then again, man, Sean O'Malley hasn't won a fight since March of 2024. And that was against Chito Vera. It was a unanimous decision. He couldn't put him away. Chito showed that he has one of the best chins in all of MMA. He took big shots in that fight, and Sean O'Malley just couldn't put him away. And then, of course, the back-to-back losses versus Merab. First one was unanimous decision at the Sphere, like I just mentioned. And then the last one, he got submitted in the 3rd round. And then Song Yadong's coming off it's called a technical decision because the eye poke was made against Henry Cejudo, but it was in the 3rd round. Cejudo couldn't continue, but after the 2.5-minute mark in the 2nd round, if a fight does get stopped by a foul, the judges will score the fight into the 3rd round. And as long as it goes, I think if it's half past the 2.5-minute mark in the 3rd round, they will score the fight as a whole. So he ended up getting, Song Yadong was winning that fight. So Song Yadong got the decision against Henry Cejudo, which is big feather in his cap. He probably didn't want it to win it that way, but it is what it is. And then his other 2 losses were to the reigning champion, Piotr Jan. He lost a unanimous decision. And then versus Gutierrez, he lost a unanimous decision as well. But Song Yadong is a dog. Like, he is there to fight. I think he's going to give Sean O'Malley opportunities to land big strikes, but he will not go away. I mean, if he's taking Piotr Jan to decisions, and this was when Piotr Jan is on his way marching back to the title, Sean O'Malley better be training hard and not be overlooking Song Yadong, because Song Yadong is trying to make a mark in the division. He wants a title shot. If he can beat Sean O'Malley, he's right there up there with Umar and Merab for the next shot at the title against Piotr Jan, because he's one of the only guys who hasn't contended for a title yet, who's in that top 5. Corey's already contended. Umar's contended. Merab's coming off the loss. Piotr Jan is holding the title. Sean O'Malley's contended twice in the last 2 years. In the last year. So if Song Yadong can get a big win, that's a new name, new blood in the top 5 of the division. If he can get this win against Sean O'Malley, which is a huge name, he might be up there next too, 1 or 2 away. The feature fight is a heavyweight bout at 265 pounds. Waldo Cortez Acosta, ranked number 5 at heavyweight, is minus 340, and he's taking on the knockout king, the Black Beast from H-Town, Texas, Derek Lewis. He comes in at plus 270. Derek Lewis was making jokes. He goes, man, I'm going to have to call the FBI to look into this because I'm a big underdog and I'm going to knock his ass out. This is going to be a great fight for as long as it lasts, man. Both these guys are willing and ready to throw down. They both have huge right hands. Derek Lewis, I mean, you don't have to say anything more. He is the knockout king of the UFC. He has the most knockouts of any fighter to ever step inside the cage, the octagon. Derek Lewis, man. I can believe that he's at the underdog at plus 270 because Cortez fought 5 times last year. 5 times, 4 wins. His only loss was to Sergey Pavlovich, and it was a unanimous decision, but he was surging late in that fight against Sergey Pavlovich. But, yeah, man, that's... Waldo Cortez Acosta, wasn't really big on him when he first broke in, but his consistency, his ability to knock guys out and to take shots, he's got a great chin as well. This is going to be an interesting fight. I don't think it goes past a round and a half. You know, they'll probably have the over-under at about a round and a half or maybe 1 round. Nah, probably a round and a half. I would probably take the under because these guys are going to come to fight. And the thing I do like about Waldo Cortez Acosta, he doesn't sit on the back foot very long. He's always pressing forward, looking to open up, make his opponent open up to land his right hand and his left hook. And Derek Lewis, if you're going to march him down, we always know, if you get him against that fence, he's looking to throw that counter right hand and the left hook behind it. So this is going to be an interesting fight. I can't go against my boy Derek Lewis. I'll be putting money on him. He's plus 270. I mean, that right hand can come out of nowhere. He can knock you out with either hand. He's the knockout king for a reason. The next fight down at the women's strawweight, 115. Natalia Silva, ranked number 2 versus Rose Namajunas, number 6. Thug Rose. Thug Rose is a huge underdog. She's plus 320. Natalia Silva, huge favorite at minus 410, according to DraftKings. She's coming off the huge win against Grasso. She's got a scalp of a former world champion, Jessica Andrade, and she beat Viviana Araujo, but they were all unanimous decision fights, or unanimous decision wins. On the other side, Rose as well, her last 3, all unanimous decision wins. She beats Miranda Maverick by UD. She lost to Blanchfield by unanimous decision, and she beat Tracy Cortez by unanimous decision. So she's 2-1 in her last 3. But if she can just find a little bit of like vintage Rose, she could give Natalia Silva problems. But Natalia Silva, I was surprised she took this fight because I thought she'd be next in line for Mackenzie Dern at 115. So, or maybe this fight's at 125. I think this is at 125. Sorry. I thought she'd be next in line for Valentina. I'm sorry, for Valentina. But they just went ahead and threw in there. So if she definitely gets the win against Thug Rose, who is a former world champion, 2-time world champion in her own right, she will definitely get the next shot against Natalia Silva, or against Valentina Shevchenko, I'm sure of it. And then the next fight down, it's at featherweight, 145. Number 6, Arnold Allen taking on Jean Silva, ranked number 10. Arnold Allen opens at plus 240. He's an underdog. Jean Silva is a minus 298. The favorite. Coming off that huge loss against Diego Lopez, where he got absolutely just dismantled and just got ruined by Diego Lopez. 2nd round KO. He's beaten Bryce Mitchell and another guy named Bagdasarian. He beat him in a KO by in the 1st round, but I've never even heard that guy. I think Jean Silva brought a lot of hype. He's in the fight with the Fighting Nerds team, so he's got a lot of eyeballs, with Caio Borralho leading that team. And then you got Mauricio Hufi, Carlos Prates in that team as well. So he had a lot of eyeballs on him. I think they tried to elevate him too quickly. I think Bryce Mitchell at that weight was undersized. He got thrown around by Jean Silva. He got thrown around by Ilia Topuria when he was still at 45. He looked great at 135. Bryce Mitchell did. But I think Jean Silva, they just tried to elevate him too fast, and he ran into the fucking buzzsaw that is Diego Lopez, and he put him in his place. Arnold Allen has fought some of the best guys. He lost to Max Holloway, who's a 2-time former 145-pound champion. He lost to the number 1 contender in Movsar Evloev. He just came off of a win against Giga Chikadze. So I think this fight's going to be closer than what they make it out to be. Arnold Allen is a tough son of a gun. Jean Silva, as much as I don't like him, just for whatever reason, I don't like that he barks, that he hangs on the cage. He's just ridiculous to me. But he's got power, and he's explosive as hell. So this is going to be a good fight. I think Arnold Allen could pull up an upset, especially depending on how Jean Silva bounces back from that nasty loss. It's not like he just got outpointed by Diego Lopez. He got the shit kicked out of him. Diego Lopez put him in his place. You know, I mean, that was Brazilian on Brazilian crime. And Lopez let him know what time it was. So depending on how his mentality is coming back from that loss. I think it'd be closer than what the betting odds make it out to be. I'm going to go all in on this one. I just don't like Jean Silva, period. And then the last fight I'm going to cover, I'm surprised that this fight didn't get elevated to the main card, because it is at the 135 bantamweight, men's bantamweight division, especially with the movement between Merab and Petr Yan. You got number 2, Umar Nurmagomedov, taking on the former 2-time flyweight champion and Davison Figueiredo. Figgy, this is the biggest betting gap on the entire card. Umar Nurmagomedov, according to DraftKings, is opening at minus 1350. Davison Figueiredo is opening at plus 800 right now. He is a huge underdog. Umar is a huge favorite. I think he does get the win. I'd probably, if I even bet this fight, I'd have to look at the over-unders or the submission prop bets or something. You know, Umar's last 3, he's 2-1. He's only lost to Merab. He came off a good quality win against Mario Bautista, and then he beat Corey Sandhagen by unanimous decision. All his last 3 fights have all gone unanimous decision. Figgy coming off a win against Montel Jackson. It was a split decision win. It was very close. Montel Jackson started to surge late in that fight, coming off the loss to Corey Sandhagen. They called it KO, TKO, but he had like popped his MCL or ACL because he was stuck in like almost like a heel hook position. His foot got tangled in with the shorts and the legs of Corey Sandhagen. And then before that, he took a loss to Petr Yan. But you know, when he moved up from 25, he beats Rob Font, he beats Cody Garbrandt, who's a former world champion. He beats Chito Vera. Then he loses to Yan, Corey Sandhagen, and then he comes back and bounces back with the win against Montel Jackson. I don't think Figgy has enough to beat Umar, but I was just really surprised by the line. You know, that was huge, huge, huge opening line on Umar's side. But I do think Umar will get it done. But I don't know if I'd be comfortable betting that big, you know, with that line. You'd probably go to the prop bets and the over-unders and whatnot. But that's my little breakdown for 324. There's plenty of good fights. I mean, let me see. I could probably pull it up real quick and just go over the fights that are on that card just real quick. I didn't want to go into depth on all of them. But Atiba Gutierrez, the fight under this fight, he's probably going to be a massive betting favorite. I believe he was like minus 850. Nikita Krylov is fighting Bukauskas. That's going to be a quality fight. Alex Perez, Charles Johnson. The Michael Johnson versus Alexander Hernandez fight is very interesting to me. I think the way Michael Johnson looked his last fight, he looked vintage Michael Johnson. I think he can give Alexander Hernandez, who's on a tear himself, a good fight. I wouldn't be surprised if Michael Johnson pulls this one out. Yeah, and there's some other good fights on here, but I'm going to end it there. I'm going to look over 325 because we do have back-to-back, which would be pay-per-views. If we were still doing the pay-per-view thing here in the States, this would be 324, would be a pay-per-view. And then the following week on the 30th, I believe, we have another, which would be a pay-per-view card, which isn't anymore. UFC 325 in Sydney, Australia, which is going to be headlined by the champ, Volk, and Diego Lopez. So I'm going to go over that one. I'm going to see if they have the betting lines out for that. I don't think they do just yet, but I'll go over that fight. And then they've made huge announcements. Great fight nights are coming out. I believe they made Strickland, Fluffy Hernandez is going to be a great main event for a fight night. They made Vinicius Oliveira versus Mario Bautista is going to be a quality fight. And then they released the March card for Max Holloway, Charles Oliveira for the BMF title. They released like 7 fights on that card, and that's going to be a jam-packed, crazy card as well. So I'll be back with another video for 325 and some of these other fights. So hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell, get all the notifications. Thank you guys so much once again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace!